Should banks in the UK be taxed more? Well, the CEO of Barclays has just come out and made a direct pledge to the government to not tax banks any more than they already are, and also to freeze public sector pay rises for employees. Now, this has come off the back of a think tank releasing a study that shows that if the UK government increased taxes on banks in the UK, then they could receive an extra £8 billion in revenue each year. Now, this report was done off the back of record profits for UK banks this year, with the likes of Barclays share price increasing around 75%. And this is mostly down to the turmoil back in April of markets, which caused a surge in trading activity, meaning that banks were able to profit off of this choppiness in markets. And also persistently high interest rates means that banks are earning more on the lending that they're giving out. However, the CEO of Barclays has pushed back on the government's thoughts of taxing banks even further, saying that banks in the UK are actually paying the highest taxes of any bank in the entire world. Now, this is because banks in the UK don't just pay corporation tax, they also pay a bank surcharge, which originally used to be 8%, but now has been reduced to 3% as of April 2023, when the Conservatives were back in power. But this still means that banks are taxed at a rate of 28%, given that corporation tax is already at 25%. He's also said that public sector pay rises should be capped. So this is because increases in wages mean that inflation is likely to occur, and with already persistent inflation in the UK, which is at the highest out of any of the G7 nations, this is only likely to fuel more inflation if the government responds to the likes of the tube strikes that we've had recently and increases pay even further, as more trade unions and public sector bodies are going to want pay rises off the back of this, which then further increases inflation. So comment below what you think the government should do. Should they keep giving public sector pay rises and tax banks further, or should they just back off and freeze pay rises on public sector workers?